Oh, Kyle, I have never met somebody who's been voted best male vocalist of school. My God, congratulations.
Errol Collins, nice to meet you, man.
I love the fact that you live out there in California and you're not afraid to talk about surfing. It just seems like that's a lost sport, but man, I think you're going to bring it back.
I think it's coming back. I'm loving it. I'm out there every morning.
Wow. Do you think the boogie board took away from surfing? It seems like everybody started cheating with that darn boogie board.
I don't know. Honestly, I think they could do some cool things if they're down on some solid shore break. But I don't know. I stick to standing up on the boards.
Yeah. What are you thinking about when you're on that board? Or do you have enough time to think?
I don't know. I think it's just mind muscle connection at this point. And you're just going out there to clear your head. So I'm not really worried about how many waves I'm going to get or if I get any waves, and I'm just out there just cruising.
I could just see you winning NBC's The Voice, going on this big national tour, and then when you come to the East Coast, you've got to hit those shores, such as the waves that are in Charleston, South Carolina, because there's a lot of surfers down there.
Oh, yeah. I might not even go inland on my tour. I might just stay coastal.
Oh, God. Inviting fans out there on the water with you.
I know, right?
Well, then how did you adjust to making that move to Nashville? Because there's no waves there.
No, yeah, for sure. I stopped surfing as much as I got out of high school when I really started getting into music. But, I mean, you can't say it's not one of the greatest hobbies. It's so refreshing to get out there, and it's good exercise. So, yeah, for me, going out to Nashville and doing all those co-writes it was an awesome experience too. And at that time, I was just very into to country music as well. So that lifestyle, didn't sound too bad. So yeah, I love it. And if I could move out there full time, I probably wouldn't do that. That sounds like a good time.
Well, it's such a great place because it seems like the whole world of music is moving there. Even some punk rockers and hard rockers are moving to Nashville.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I went with my dad a few years back, and our flight arrived at like 5 a.m. in the morning. Wow. And so we're walking the strip to get to our hotel room at about 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. And there's literally live music for breakfast. That's what you're getting when you go downtown on the strip. So I thought that was crazy. And it just shows, all those types of different genres down there, rock music, punk music. That Southern rock is huge. The country's huge, but there's pop. So yeah, I think that's super cool that, everybody's kind of conjoining down there. And I don't know if I would say it makes it a little even less. I would say it's less competitive now that there's more genres going down there as well, because I think making it in the country music business or that Southern rock kind of vibe is tough. These past 15 years, or I mean, for however long it's been, but it's just been mainly country music, I feel like, and now it's splitting off. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I love the way that musicians these days are collaborating more. It just felt like that back even in the 80s and 90s. It was like, this is my band, you can't come in my band, we'll hire you if we need you. But nowadays it's like, you want to share some guitar riffs? Let's get together, man. Let's jam.
Yeah, I think people are hungry for that authentic sound, something that they've even never heard before. So I think, that cross genre blending is just insane right now. And I love it. I love that you can go from pop to, a country record, and, it doesn't have to be something that anybody's ever heard.
How did you guys take a Jason Mraz song that we all love and enjoy and make it your own? I mean, you must have really put a lot of thought and actions into that.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I got to give so much credit to Madison as well. She was there. I mean, we were in a room every single day before we had to go up on that stage, and she was helping me out with Spanish. I was kind of messing around with the arrangement, and she was as well. So, I mean, yeah, we put a lot of work into it, but I think it just came super natural for us because we had that kind of chemistry, and she was just, it felt like we've been singing together forever. So I was super excited to have her as my battle partner.
See, that's what always has inspired me about NBC's The Voice, that you guys you've never met before, but yet this happens. And it's like, how? I mean, it's like it takes bands years in order to create that kind of a sound.
Totally. And, I've watched it since I was a kid, and I've wondered the same thing. And I was like, okay, maybe I could potentially be that person. And then I met Madison, and the first second we got a room together and we were jamming. It just felt like we've been doing it together for a long time.
Are you going to be that guy that's finally going to sit down and write a book and say, this is how you do it to get on NBC's The Voice? Because I don't see any books like that out there.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'm not much of a writer. I can barely even read these days.
Right.
I'm all trying to write some notes in my journal about a new song. But hey, I might do like a little notes for you guys.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, because I mean that poetry is a huge thing, but to take taking the discipline that goes with songwriting and poetry, now make a long form story. I mean, people don't understand that that's a huge struggle for those of us that have been doing this short form for a long time.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I would say I had no really help with the whole songwriting process. I never have really looked up, like a YouTube video on how to songwrite or like the basics of songwriting. And, I think for me, there's still so much to learn, but at first it just started off with me kind of, writing whatever was in my head and then saying what sounds good, it didn't have to make sense to me. And I think that's the cool thing about songwriting is it could be this super deep story that no one else understands, and it could be this story that was never real that everybody can relate to. So I think there's so many cool ways to target songwriting, and for me, I'm still waking up every day and then trying to write, and I think it's a learning process for sure. But even getting into those co-write sessions in Nashville, I think that's pretty awesome that you kind of get to skip past that writer's block where you're trying to I don't know what to write here.
Yeah,
I'm stuck. I don't know what the next chord to go to. And then it's like, oh, got her right there. Oh, he has an idea. So it's like you never have to really go through that hard process if you're writing with like two insane writers.
Wow. So where can people go to find out more about you, Kyle, and give you some love?
Yeah. Kyle Schuesler is my Instagram. KyleSchuesler.com is my website. And I think it's Kyle Schuesler as well on TikTok and Facebook. So you guys can check me out there.
Absolutely. Please come back to the show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Awesome, Meryl Collins. I'm so stoked that you invited me on this.
All right. Well,
call.
You be brilliant today, okay?
All right. Sounds good.